Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I told you we are going to introduce you to some amazing people, and today is one of those days. We're so excited. Hello, how are you, friend?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Again, so many amazing people within our This Is It TV network are now across the country, which is so super wonderful. We want to get to know you. What is your first and last name and the name of your organization?
Melissa Washington, and I'm with Women Veterans Alliance.
Oh, Women's Veterans Alliance. I mean, already, I am so excited to be able to chat with you. So excited. Tell me a little bit more about this organization.
So I started this organization a little bit over 3 years ago with the purpose of connecting women veterans. Majority, actually pretty much all of the veteran organizations are male dominated. Some are not accepting of women in some different ways.
Yeah.
And I feel it's so important for us women that served in the military and currently serving to be able to connect with each other. And something that was just supposed to be us once a month getting together at a restaurant has now grown into the one of the largest and fastest growing professional women veteran networking organizations.
Love that. I love that. And this was just based on a need, right? You saw a need within the space. It wasn't happening. The conversations weren't happening. The events weren't happening. The networking wasn't happening. And you sought to fill that void?
Absolutely. And I didn't even think it would explode to what it is today, but it has. But there was a need. And it's one of those things, so many women or people say, hey, why isn't this here? Well, let's do something about it. And that's what I did. I did something about it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So from simple concepts, and then frankly, maybe even a casual concept to something that is so large at this particular point now. So talk to me about the size of the current organization. Where are you guys at right now?
So I live in the Sacramento area. So I started it here. This is what I call the Mothership.
Okay.
So that's where our chapter started. Mm-hmm. And then it just kept expanding. So we're pretty much from the Nevada border into Silicon Valley. Okay. And we also have a chapter in Southern California. And I have an awesome woman who wants to start a chapter in Iowa.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. It is.
Is that an opportunity for other female veterans across the country to start additional chapters? Is that an opportunity that you offer?
Absolutely. It's an opportunity, but they have to take the initiative. I can't come into a city and say, hey, Chicago, let's do something.
Right.
I need a woman, or at least more than one.
Yeah.
But another great thing, which I started too, is I started what I call our allies directory. So there are other women veteran organizations out there. So I created this directory so they can list their information on our directory so people can find them as well.
Absolutely. Now, how important is that? I think that, again, going from concepts to now having an organization and then now adding a directory, because that's a conscious choice that you need to have a list and be able to connect each other. How important is the connections that you're building?
I mean, the connections, it's far beyond what I ever thought would be needed for women. And the biggest thing too is, so when we're in the military, and I served in the Navy, okay. We're a community. It's a different thing. You have to have experienced it, whether you're in it or a spouse. It's just, we have a different culture. It's our community. Yeah. So now we take women. So you've been in the military. There's my other cat, America.
There they are.
So both of them are up there.
We're happy to have you both. We're happy to have you both. Go ahead.
As long as they don't start fighting. So
no, fair enough. It's all fair game here on This Is It. So no worries.
It's one of those things, when you work from home, these are my office mates here.
Absolutely. You have amazing coworkers.
Yes. Most of the time they're silent.
I love it.
So when we come out of the military, we come to the community, which is the civilian community.
Yeah.
And they don't understand us.
Yeah.
They make assumptions. And a lot of the assumptions is, you didn't serve in the military, it's your husband.
Right.
So let's connect these women together with each other to be able to share resources, to be able to share our gifts, our skills with each other, but also to the community to be able to support us in ways that they may not understand how to support us.
I love that. So there is a sense of education in this too, right? And having people have a better understanding, or the community have a better understanding as to how you've served, what you're feeling. Again, you already have a tight-knit community of your own, and all the layman person or the community that hasn't served doesn't have a clear understanding as to even what you've gone through. So
Absolutely.
Are you educating people on a regular basis?
Definitely. Yeah. So, what's great too about social media is, you can connect with people around the world 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to understand how to leverage these different platforms. And that's what we do. So not only our face-to-face chapter meetings, but also to our private Facebook groups.
Oh,
We also have a Facebook page, and we even have our own app as well. Yes, and anybody could download our app. They can get information via that, because it's important, again, to educate not only the women veterans, but also our community as a whole, because it may be the woman's spouse, it may be her brother and sister that gets this information, maybe her parents. They can say, hey, you know what? I saw this. This might be a good organization for you to connect with.
Oh, I love that. So getting out there, and I loved what you said, and we kind of reinforce that on a regular basis, is not only about focusing on online or focusing on offline, but the combination of the both, and making sure that there's, across platforms, whether it be online or offline, you're constantly telling the story, you're constantly sharing the information. And why was it important that you created an app in order to be able to share more of this?
Well, one of the things, so if you look at our demographic, and I'll take a perfect example from our conference, which I'll talk about in a little bit. We call it the Unconference. It's an event for women to come together for 3 days.
Love that.
But so at our last one, the youngest woman vet was 22 and the oldest is 94. So, right? So if you look at our demographic of women, we have such a large age demographic, and we cross all, as far as ethnicity and all that. But so how do you create something that's interest of different ages? So, you've got the millennials who just, the app is fantastic. So it's kind of one of those things where what can we do to create that? Now, some people aren't on Facebook. So now let's create an app so you don't have to be on Facebook to be able to get the information.
Oh, that's one. So you're meeting people where they are. We always say that. Yes. Meeting them where they are. So if they like offline events, you have those available. If they need the information via Facebook, you're there. If they're more millennial and they need the app as a way to get that easy, quick information, you're providing that as well. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. And so how long, so you're saying that this is only a 3-year journey so far?
It's a 3-year journey. Yes. I still feel we're in the startup phase.
I'm sure.
Right?
I'm sure.
It is. And it's because, and what I tell people, when I started this is just supposed to be me finding a restaurant once a month for us to get together and find a speaker. For me, that's easy.
Yeah.
Now this has turned into a business. And I tell people, this is a business. We have to bring in revenues to sustain. Yes. And how do we do that? How do we have the social media presence? How do we have all these, and having that, really good professional presence out there. So that's, in a sense, it's still a startup because, several months into it, this was just the community thing, then it becomes the Facebook page. Oh my gosh, now I got to get a logo. Now I got to get a domain name. It's just like a business. Now I got to open a checking account.
Yes. It's just like a business, and you're starting it. And not only have you started it, but it's really caught some amazing momentum. And within this momentum of 3 years, what's next for you? Where are you looking to take? Right, exactly. That's a loaded question, right? But what's next for you? Where are you looking to take the organization? What are your thoughts?
Well, one of the things too, so with our Unconference, it's the 3-day event that we have, and that's, in a sense, it's taking that because it's open to all women active duty Guard and Reserve. This year it's in Southern California, and it's something to take it to where it becomes a destination conference for women. So it's, we have women flying in from New York, Louisiana, different parts, and that's what we want. Let's connect all women, but maybe it's something, we continue to do in other states.
Okay.
So that's a big thing for us in doing that. And we have ours coming up in September.
Okay.
Again, if we can bring women together, and the reason I call it the Unconference, and it's because it's not a typical conference. A lot of times conferences, it's just, all it is it's somebody stand up on a stage speaking to you, maybe getting some great content, and you go to a couple breakout sessions, you have some lunch, some chicken or some
exactly, always chicken, right?
Right, with the little sauce on it. So it's like, okay, how can I make this to where how can we bring in a retreat? How can we bring in professional development? How can we bring in something, again, that age group? How can we bring in something? So that's what I created. We do have the traditional keynote speakers, our breakout sessions. We provide kids daycare the whole weekend, because to me, that is a barrier for a lot of women, not just single moms, just women that are moms, to attend events, because who's going to watch the kids? Or I don't want to be away from my kids.
Right. I mean, again, meeting them where they are, meeting them based on the needs that they have, understanding that. And I think some organizations that cater to women in various forms don't necessarily come from that female mindset. So they're doing things saying that they're supporting women, but not necessarily providing those active tools necessary to, in fact, support women. The fact that you even thought to have a daycare component knows that you're coming from that space where you're really providing no barriers of entry for you to participate, which I think
Absolutely.
I love that.
And they could bring their spouses or significant other.
Yeah.
And we don't have programs yet specifically for them, but they can, make it it's at a resort, make it a family weekend. We're close to the different, amusement parks, make something of it for that weekend.
Oh, I love
Or if you just want to leave the kids at home and come and have hey, come on. It's a beautiful resort. Nice pool, it's beautiful.
I love that. That's in September.
That's in September, but it's important to have those. So we bring in horses for equine therapy.
Wow.
We have hair makeup as well. Wow. We have massages, aromatherapy, Reiki. We have a clothing boutique, which what makes our boutique unique is 95% of our clothes are new clothes. Wow. It's great to have, when you have used clothing, but to me, it's our event. We have new clothing.
Yeah. Yes.
And then we have, which I'm going to be announcing today, is we have a lineup of 4 women veteran comedians for our evening event. So yes.
So it's educational, it's mindfulness, it's a full lifestyle experience to meet every need, right?
Absolutely. And that's what we need. And to have good food. And we bring in coaches to do recruiting. So if you have your resume, we bring in financial consultants and coaches to help you if you need help with finances. We bring in attorneys to help you with your will and estate planning. So it's one of those things where it's like, we all do it. We fill everyone's cup up before our own cup.
Absolutely.
So, and we all have those, if I just had time, I would get that done. So I want to give women an opportunity to say, you know what, here's the time and you're here. Let's get all that stuff done.
I love it.
But let's have fun. Let's, network. And then Sunday, we're doing a community give back event because I feel it's so important too to come full circle.
Right.
We're going to actually start collecting fleece because we're going to make fleece blankets that are going to be given to Fisher House. And Fisher House is pretty much the equivalent of Ronald McDonald House. Fisher House you see them on military bases.
Okay.
So when it's for the military families to stay while their significant other is getting treatment. Wow. So we're going to make adult and children size blankets to be given to them.
I love this. And again, not only is it the organization, again, living both online and offline, but this amazing event that's coming in September that is not necessarily just to feed you, but to feed back into the military communities by helping these families. This is amazing. And anything that we can do to be able to support and help, we'd be more than happy to do so. Again, the space that we come from is personal branding. And again, I would love to make a trip out there. So we'll talk about that. Yep. Maybe I can help some amazing women find and scream their dream. That's for sure. I'm so excited that we were able to connect. If people want to get in touch with you, if they want to connect and be able to support or participate in what you have going on, where would they find that information?
They can easily Google Women Veterans Alliance. I guarantee I'll come up. They can Google me, Melissa Washington. They can email me, melissa@womenveteransalliance.org.
Okay.
We're on all social media platforms and they could find us. Okay. And again, it's not only just the women, it's also our community. And we need the support of, women like you and just others. That support needs to be there. It needs to be more visibility to women that have served. And that's a whole other 30-minute conversation about women veterans being invisible in our community. Well, and we're helping to change that.
Yeah, let's change it. And I'm saying now that I would like to be part of that. I'd like to be able to help you in giving these women a voice where their voice may have not been heard in the past. We will connect offline, and after this break, we're going to get together and be able to see how we can work together moving forward. I'm so grateful that you were able to join us on This Is It TV. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Oh, so excited. We'll be right back with more This Is It TV with Cheldin, Barlatt, Rumer. Stay tuned.